of the plants had reached feverish levels. After a moment's pause and a deep breath, Alice walked across the gardens to where Professor Wilberforce was standing at the foot of the largest specimen, a creation he had named Caeruliflora saturnalis, the blue flower of Saturn. It was a giant of a plant, nearly 4 meters in height, its thick trunk rising high above a cluster of palmate leaves before erupting into one colossal blue blossom. Scattered in the flower beds around its base were numerous other shrubs and bushes, none of them recognizable as any earthly plant. Alice had seen and studied extraterrestrial flora before at university, but this was the first time that any such plant life had been discovered within the boundaries of the solar system. Though the promise of a flower show might not have seemed an exciting invitation, the promise of alien plants was. Thousands were expected to pass through the doors of the Oxygen Gardens in the coming week, and thousands had indeed already arrived, making the journey to Saturn from all across the solar system. As Alice crossed the gardens towards the professor, she was carelessly knocked sideways by a colleague who was too focused on scribbling into a notebook to see where he was going. "Excuse me," said the botanist, seconds after he had passed her. Alice straightened her lab coat and her glasses, took a deep breath, and carried on until she reached the professor. Professor Wilberforce," she said sheepishly. "I was wondering if I could have a word." Professor Wilberforce turned to her, and for a moment said nothing, simply staring at her with no trace of emotion. "That would be agreeable," he said eventually. "You seem somewhat perturbed. Is something the matter?" Alice nodded, nervously straightening her glasses once more. Yes," she said awkwardly. "I've been monitoring the atmospheric readings, and I've noticed that,
Spit it out, girl," snapped Wilberforce. "I haven't got all day."
"Well, I'm getting a high reading of ammonia." Wilberforce nodded thoughtfully, tapping the end of his pen against his teeth.
"Ammonia, you say?"